After 13 years in the corporate journey, I got a interview call, and that was also from a very big multinational company. I was so excited. And the good part was the job description was same as what I was doing in my current organization. And the coincidence was that I was looking for a job. I was so excited. And the first thing that I did was I started updating my resume because I had to submit my resume in 2 days to the HR. But the first challenge that I got was I was not able to find the latest version of my resume. I had multiple versions. Where is the latest? I was trying to search my resume after more than 10 years. And I would say I wasted one whole day in just finding the latest version of my resume. And then I was left with 1 day. So I pulled it out. I started looking at how I have filled it, what exists there. It was a resume made when I had 3 years of work experience. I don't know why I made that resume, but then I started updating my various designations in a sequence, sequence manner with all the roles and responsibilities. And I submitted the resume just before the deadline, just 1 hour before the deadline. A few mistakes which I made, and this is something which I would like you to note down. Resume is very important because it reaches the interviewer before you reach. And in case it is against a specific job requirement, they would review your resume thoroughly. Mid career positions are at a senior level. I did not customize my resume for that position. I just put down my work history, my journey, but I did not bother to customize my resume for that particular role. I had put all the details in the resume which were not relevant. Why would somebody care what I was doing 10 years ago? Why do I need to mention the roles and responsibilities in detail of those roles? But I kept on writing everything which I had achieved or everything which I was doing. Avoid these mistakes. The interviewer are not interested in what you are doing. They are interested in what you can do for them. That is more important. Focus on what can you contribute, and that should be reflected in the resume. I was so excited for the role. The second mistake, or I would not say a mistake, but an immature behavior. I got an email from the HR, my resume was received, and as soon as I got the email, I replied, I would wait for the interview call. After 2 days, I received an email with a date of interview, and I immediately replied, I'm okay with the date that I got. 2 days after, I got another email which said there is a change in the interview schedule. Now the new date is this. And I immediately replied, I'm okay with that. You know what? I was always waiting for an email from that HR. And he or she would also realized that I am so eager to take up the responsibility, take up the new job. That is not a good impression. Flexibility is good, but you have to evaluate the situation, and a fast response is expected, but not everywhere. I should have taken some time to respond to the HR. I should not have immediately agreed to the new time. I should have responded by saying, let me check my schedule, let me check my calendar, let me check what are my meetings and assignments in my current organization. If you show desperation, that is a negative sign. You should not be so desperate. You should not show the desperation even if you are desperate. Let me put it that way. Because then you have to sacrifice on a couple of things like the salary. When they know you are desperate, they get the negotiation power. So don't demonstrate your desperation. The next and the most important thing, do your homework. If you actually are interested in the job, in the new organization, do your homework well. What I was doing when I got that interview call, I started preparing the technical questions. I started going back to my engineering days. Okay, what is the company doing? What are the products? What should I know about the products? And I started going deep into the technical concepts. What mistake I made was I did not study about the company in terms of what are they doing now? What is the current scenario? Why are they in the news? And how can I contribute to those areas? What I did not do is I did not check who is the interview panel. As I entered the room on the day of the interview, I saw five people sitting in front of me. And you know what? In one of the emails that I got from the HR, the names of these five people were written with their designations. I did not bother to go on LinkedIn and check their profiles, which I should have done. I cannot enter the room without knowing anything about the panel. I should know about them. You know why? To build a rapport quickly. When they introduce themselves and you say, yes, I know, and I am very impressed by your professional journey, that creates a bonding. That is how you can move forward in the interview. You can be in your minds forever. And hence, going through their LinkedIn profiles is extremely important. And as I sat in the interview, I was waiting for the first question, the technical question. The first question I got was, tell us something about yourself. You know what? I knew this question would come. But do I need to prepare? I know who I am. But in the interview, I fumbled. I was not able to give a crisp answer and pull out all the important things about myself. The second question was, why do you want to change? And why should we select you? At the back of my mind, I knew this was a question which was expected. I would be able to answer. Why do I need to practice? I was practicing the technical stuff. And the third question was a situational question. What if your team member made a major mistake and you lost an order? How would you react to that situation? They were checking my leadership qualities. Trust me, I was not able to answer the way I should have answered. They did not ask me any other question. I should have practiced my introduction. I should have practiced why I want to take the next step. And when I say practice, stand in front of the mirror and rehearse every day. Do not wait for an interview call. Start doing it today. Introduce yourself today in front of the mirror. And at the Career Ownership Hub, we do this as a practice. All my mentees get challenges wherein one of them is to introduce yourself and record this video for 7 days in a row. Believe me, this is important. At the mid career level, it is not about your technical expertise, it is about your level of confidence, your communication, and your body language. Will you be acceptable in the team? That is what the organization checks. Will you be a good cultural fit or not? That is what is checked. And we keep on doing the technical stuff because of the mindset. Do you agree with this? If you agree, please write in the comments, yes, I do agree. And stop making these mistakes now onwards. The fourth thing, as a mid career professional, you are also asked, do you have any questions? Would you like to know more about the position? Would you like to know more about the organization? I was so desperate to get into the job. I said, no, I know everything. I am okay with the information that I have. In the job description, it was very well explained. This is not the way to answer. You should, you should frame a good question, even if you don't have any. Because when you ask a good question, they understand you are really interested in the position and you have done some analysis. Even if you are desperate, please control your emotions and please control your behavior. The fifth point, as soon as you step out of the interview room and you reach your workplace or your home, send a thank you email to the entire panel as well as the HR. Thanks for your time. It was a wonderful discussion, a wonderful interview, and I got a lot of insights. You know why? You have to occupy space in the minds of the people. In the world today, it is extremely important that you are visible, that people remember you. There is a lot of information around, and if you do not take constant efforts, conscious efforts to make yourself visible and occupy space in the minds of people, people will forget you very easily. And once you do this, if for the next 7 days you do not get any response, then you should write an email to the HR, a gentle reminder asking for an update. Because of the desperation and because of the fear, we do not follow these steps. We usually make a call to the HR. Don't do that. Send an email. Do not demonstrate your eagerness, your desperation to get in. There is a long term impact. In fact, there is an immediate impact as well in terms of your remuneration. And a pro tip, do not treat any interview as a last chance. Do not make it a do or die situation. If I tell about myself why I do not do this or what happens when I do this, I am already scared. I cannot be myself. I cannot answer the way I want to. And this I realize after the interview. Does this happen with you? You may comment in the chat box. Yes, in the comments. It does happen when you treat it as a extremely important event. You are not able to be yourself. You forget to share a lot of things. You are not able to answer the question clearly. So next time you go for an interview, please be aware of all these things. Your resume is important. You need to do the homework. You need to prepare for the right questions. You need to ask the right questions. Respond after the interview with emails. And don't treat this as a last chance. All the best for an interview. Subscribe to this channel and join the community of the Career Ownership Hub in Facebook. I would wait for you to be a part of the Career Ownership community.